Yeah. Being a parent isn't easy. They don't teach you how to do this. Kids don't come with manuals to help you get through this. But I done seen it all. Everything like a nudist. They have you pull your hair out till you look like a Buddhist. But I made a decision to change how I was living. Make the most out of my opportunities that I was given. Told myself I'll give my all. Don't ever give less. I don't want to be a good father, man. I want to be the best. No, I don't want to be Anya's Animal Adventures. Daddy's 2 cents. Yo. Daddy's 2 cents. Welcome. We're going to talk about accountability. I want to know, how accountable are you? Oh my God, I got a lot of gray hairs in my, oh shoot, man, I should probably delete this. I should probably delete this and then just redo it after I dye my hair. But I'm not, I'm just going to tough it out. But how accountable are you for your children's accomplishments? I mean, let's be real. We all know. We see the parents riding around. My kid is a student at blah, blah, blah high school. My student is a blah, blah, blah rocketeer scientist at blah, blah, blah whatever school. Like, we all are so quick to brag and boast about the positive things our children do and to take credit for it. And, oh, your kid hit that jump shot at the last second of the game. Yeah, man, you know, me and him been working on that for a long time, man. Like, we always out there on the court working and busting our butt. And I make sure I have him up early in the morning. And, you know, oh, my kid, he's an honor roll student. She's an honor roll student. You know, I work with her every day on our homework, and we are quick to toot our own horn in a heartbeat over the great things that our kids accomplishment. But what about the negative things they learn from you? How quick are you to take credit for those? How quick are you to sit there and say, my child has anger issues, but they grew up watching you punch holes in the wall. They grew up watching you throw stuff whenever you got mad. They grew up watching you screaming, yelling, and cussing at everybody at every stoplight. How quick are you to accept the fact that you probably have something to do with that? How much do you accept that? How much credit do you give yourself for the negative things that they do? You know? Perfect example, look at me. I ride motorcycles. I love riding motorcycles. I used to ride motorcycles. I don't anymore. My oldest daughter is dying to get a motorcycle when she gets older. I wonder why. You know what I mean? I don't think she just randomly says, I want a motorcycle. Like, because daddy rides motorcycles. If something, God forbid, ever happened to my child while on her motorcycle, I am going to feel partially responsible. Even if, like I said, even if it's her own choice, she's a grown woman to do what she wants to do when she is 18. But I am going to feel partially responsible for that decision because I introduced her to that, you know? If you introduce your child to drinking and they get DUIs in the future, should you feel accountable for that? Should you feel partially responsible for that? If your child gets in trouble for smoking or gets hooked on cigarettes or something like that, should you feel accountable? Shouldn't you take some accountability for that? I mean, I know we're so quick to praise everything great our children do, but I think that's the thing as parents that we like to avoid and ignore is the fact that a lot of the negative stuff our children do, they get it from us too. So what is it you want your children to learn? What is it you want them to get from you? This is why I used to tell people all the time, and they hate it when I say it. Being a parent is not hard. It's not difficult. Just take all the negative stuff you do and don't teach it to your children. It's pretty much the gist of being a parent. Like, if you can take all the negative stuff you do, whether it's language or drinking or dangerous or whatever the heck it is you do, gang banging, like, if, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you're a gang banger, if you bang, and you're consistently putting that around your children, and then your child decides that they want to join a gang when they get older. Like, well, they're grown. They're going to make their own decisions. Yeah, but you helped influence that decision. So if something happens, they get killed, you're responsible partially for that. They're going to take a lot of responsibility because they're adults, but you are responsible for part of that because you brought that and introduced it to them. You got to hold yourself accountable for the stuff you introduce your child to, because when they get older and decide to continue doing some of the stuff you introduce them to, you're the person they got it from. But I get it. As parents, we don't want to admit it, because then you have to admit you're doing something wrong. Then you have to admit that you're doing something that you shouldn't be doing with your child. By admitting that they're getting negative stuff from you, you have to admit you're teaching them negative stuff. And most of us don't want to do that. But you should. You should hold yourself accountable for what you're teaching your child. You should not celebrate, but acknowledge the bad things you do just as much as the good things you do. Because you better believe your kids are going to see it. So when that kid goes to work, goes to school and gets in trouble for calling a girl a dirty little whatever, and the teacher looks and goes, "Where did you hear that from? Why would you say that? And you're going, as a parent, you're going, "I don't know where he got that from." Your kid's going to look at you like, "What?" But when you show no accountability, how you expect your children to grow up wanting to be accountable for the things they say and do? Apples don't fall far from the tree. So if that's the type of influence and that's the type of person you want to be for your child, for them to see and to not be accountable for themselves, then continue to show no accountability for yourself, and they'll learn right from it. Listen, I know none of us are perfect as parents. We all struggle with our goods and our bads and everything like that. A lot of people could look at what I do as a parent and say I put my children in dangerous situations. Where I look at it as I show my kids not to have fear, and how not to have fear, and how to be this and be that. A lot of people could say, well, you're also teaching them, you're putting them in dangerous situations and bad things could happen. And they could, but bad things could happen just walking down the stairs too. So it's kind of like life. But I could see how someone could say that. Point is that I try my best to teach my kids as much positive stuff as I can from my life, and I try my best not to involve them in the negative stuff I actually do. So hold yourself accountable, not just for the good, but hold yourself accountable for the bad. Okay? They don't make bumper stickers that say, my kid cussed out his teacher at blah, blah, blah elementary school. If they did, I'm sure some of y'all could actually put that on your car. But anyway, don't forget, if you have kids that enjoy animals, make sure they check out my daughter's page, Anya's Animal Adventures. And if you have kids that like music, check out my son's page, No on the Beat. Other than that, just a quick video. That's my 2 cents. You can spend it how you want to. Be sure to like, subscribe, share, comment, and check it out on YouTube as well. Daddy's 2 cents. All right, peace. Be a good father, man. I want to be the best. None on the beat. Anya's Animal Adventures. Daddy's 2 cents.